In this video, we're going to showcase 5 different roof racks that were made with EMT conduit and maker pipe connectors. And these were all shared by members of our community, which is really cool. We've seen a number of roof racks over the years. It's always fun to take a look and do a roundup of these different ones. And this first one is from Eric, and this was shared about a month ago, and he shared a ton of photos of it, which is really cool. We can kind of see the whole process of it and some really great techniques that he incorporated into it. Essentially here we can see that he attached the vertical or the horizontal bars to his existing roof rails using some of the metal clamps there. As you can see, those I forget what those are called exactly, but essentially secured the roof rack to his roof rails with those straps there. And we can see here that he incorporated solar panels into this, which is really cool. And the way he did that was just using conduit hanger straps, and then the flat surface that those add to the conduit bars, he secured the solar panel mounts directly to those and bolted them together, which is a really awesome idea. Looks like it's working out great. And I like how he incorporated the 45-degree angles in this just to kind of give it a slanted design. That's really cool. And we can also see here on the back side, we kind of just got a sneak peek there. Let me go back here. You can look and see that he added some decking boards across so that they can actually sit on top of this and function as a deck, which I know a lot of van lifers like to do, which is really cool that he incorporated that into this frame. And here we can just see a lot of different photos of all the different things that he did in this build. There's a good shot of the solar panel in place and those decking boards as well. And this is just a really awesome build with a ton of great ideas. Here he kind of stacked 2 of the solar panel mounts together, because he's got those kind of side by side in there, and so those needed to be stacked, but he kind of just did the same method where it's the hanger straps. We can see that he used a variety of different connectors like the T connectors to add the support between the top and bottom rung. We've got a lot of T connectors being used to add these cross support bars, and just a really great design overall. A lot of cool stuff in here. Definitely check out his post that I'll link down below and you can get more ideas on this. But this is a really awesome design and a really great roof rack that he shared, and I'm really glad that he did. So really cool, Eric. Thanks so much for sharing this. We love seeing it. Next up is an awesome one from Sean, and this was shared a while back, and this is on a Samurai, which looks really cool. I love this thing, and I love this roof rack. Essentially, he mounted the EMT conduit directly to the body panels on the back here, and then also on the front next to the windshield. And essentially, this thing is supporting all kinds of stuff. He's got jerry cans, he's got light bars. Actually, the light bars attached to the Samurai, not the roof rack. But here you can see he's got all kinds of stuff up there. There's a basket attached to the top. And then here's a close-up of how he attached it to the body panels, just using those hanger straps. And then also has like a mounting bracket down here on the bumper. So that's really cool. And then here he's got an awning, which I thought was really smart, where essentially it's just PVC going from one side to the other. And then he just cut a slit in that, and the canopy can actually roll up inside of that. So he can deploy that out, as you can see there, and he can telescope the rails out of the roof rack using the maker pipe telescoping clamp, and he can kind of extend out and add a support bar for the canopy whenever he pulls it out, as you can see there. So this is really cool. Lots of awesome ideas in this one, and like I said, just love the Samurai and love the roof rack. It looks like it's straight from the factory, and it's just really awesome. So thanks so much, Sean, for sharing that. Really awesome build. Next up is an idea from George, and this was a Yakima roof rack that he already had on hand. And essentially, he just used the 1-inch EMT maker pipe connectors to grab onto those existing roof bars, and then added a 1-inch bar that goes up. And then he actually built this roof rack extension out of 3/4-inch EMT conduit, and that's able to slide in and out of that 1-inch tube that he added there. And essentially, the reason he did this was so that he could remove the luggage rack there really easily, because otherwise he'd have to slide it out the front or back, and that was kind of a pain. So with this, he can just slide out the roof rack of the 4 tubes, take off or put on the luggage rack, and then he's ready to go. So that's really awesome. And I think he secures this in place, kind of ties it all down, which is a good idea. Of course, don't want this flying off while you're going down the highway. Whenever you guys are building roof racks, please be safe and make sure that you're thinking about safety as #1 priority. This is a really awesome idea and makes a lot of sense to kind of get that customization to be able to put on and take off that luggage rack without interfering with the roof rack. And he can put his kayak on top, or his stand-up surfboard or paddleboard. So just a really great idea, and pretty simple overall. So really cool. Thanks so much for sharing this. Next up is a build from Terrence, and he's got a classic Chevy here that he added some roof bars to, and this is really awesome. He essentially utilized a mount here that I found a link to it a while back. I'll see if I can link that down below if I can find it again. But essentially, it just mounts to the window frames, as you can see there, and then essentially it's just a large rectangle made with the maker pipe T connectors, and then added some crossbars going across that are spaced perfectly so he can put luggage in there. Love seeing the Bucky sticker. And then got a longboard on one side, got a couple, like a briefcase and another, a suitcase in there. So this is really awesome, and just a really cool looking roof rack that matches the aesthetic of the truck. As you can see there, looks like he's doing some camping out of the back, and I'm sure this is really helpful to increase the storage on the road. So really cool, and just love seeing the aesthetic of this one with the rusty pipes and everything. Just kind of fits in with the classic vintage truck, and it's just really awesome. So thanks so much, Terrence. Awesome build. Last but not least is a roof rack we featured on the channel a bunch. This was built by a community member named Jacob, and we actually did an interview with him, and he walked through the whole build. But he's got a really awesome roof rack on his Baja Bug, as you can see here, and he mounted that to the window channel, kind of similar to the one we just saw. And this one holds a spare tire. He's got a light bar mounted to it, and increases the overall storage of this thing, and just looks awesome, as you can see here. And he's got the black connectors. This was back whenever we used to sell those, but you can also just spray paint the silver ones that we have now if you want that. And then you can spray paint the conduit as well if you want a black painted roof rack. But really cool, and just a ton of great ideas in this one. Like I said, definitely check out that interview with him. But this one, I love it because it incorporates a lot of bins into it, and just looks really awesome, and has just a lot of great things, a lot of great features in it. So really cool, Jacob. Thanks so much for sharing this, and thanks to everybody for posting your builds. As always, we'll leave a link to all these down below if you want to check them out. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave those down below. Thanks everybody for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.